Morning. Me and John are getting ready to head up to our hunting spot up north. It's about 4:15 in the morning. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Being a blue collar boy is not always the easiest thing in the world, especially for Frank. I'm just not a good morning person. I never have been, but I love me some deer hunting, so I'm up, I'm ready to go. John's gonna be here in about 15 minutes. This is the last weekend we have to hunt before Michigan's gun opener happens, and we want to get this weekend in before the Orange Army comes over and takes over the whole joint and all that, everything that encompasses. We will be doing some videos of the gun hunting stuff. I don't know if John's gonna shoot any does today if he sees them, but I do know for me, my things change now. I'm still not gonna shoot a doe, but if a legal buck comes by me, I'm gonna try to get him. So I think John's on that same page. Well, I'll talk to him and see what he thinks about that, but I'm pretty sure any legal buck is in trouble if they come by us. So, all right, I'm gonna finish getting ready. John should be here pretty soon, and we'll see you out there. Okay, we just got back to the truck from our morning thing. What'd you see? What happened?
So about 7:15, look out in front of me there to my left, I catch a deer moving. And I'm like, what is that? You know, it's kind of darkish, you know.
Yeah.
So I bring the crossbow scope up and I look and it looks over and I'm like, that's a 6-point. I'm like, all right, he's about 50 yards out in front of me. And he's sitting there doing his thing, and I grab my grunt tube and I grunt at him. And he turns and he looks back at me. And I'm sitting there thinking the whole time, if I had
doe grunt or buck grunt?
Buck grunt. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, if I had my 450 right now, this is over.
Isn't that what we always say?
This is a wrap. But he just kind of sat there and looked over, was kind of looking for the deer that made that. And I thought maybe he's going to head down the trail because he's on that trail that comes towards me there. And I thought maybe he was going to head. And he didn't. He just sat there and messed around and then started to go up the hill up to the left of me and got about even with me and then turned at an angle and headed. If you were in your old stand,
yeah,
he'd have ran right into you.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he headed right to where your old stand, where we usually have your stand at. And I mean, he's a nice 6 too.
Yeah.
And then he walks away, an hour and a half later goes by and I hear some snapping behind me. We had all that dripping going on.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This little different sound, and I turn over my left shoulder to look, and I can't see anything, so I turn on my right. When I do, there's a spike just about 20 yards behind me.
Wow.
And then he starts cutting away from me, heading over towards the motorcycle trail where Cam usually sits at.
Now, these are the first horns you've seen so far this year.
So far this year, these are the first horns.
Yeah.
There's been 2 of them this morning. I hadn't seen anything else today, but those 2. And that's fine. you know.
Yeah.
I was just telling Frank, you know, it's been 3 years. I've been pulling the same arrow out the quiver for 3 years and putting it on the crossbow. And I was just telling him tonight, first legal deer that comes around me tonight, barring that it's not a baby, a puppy,
Yeah.
is getting smoked. It's over.
I'm okay with that.
It's over.
I'm all
It's been
right
3
with
years.
Okay, so I was sitting in my stand, wasn't seeing jack. I mean, nothing. Not even squirrels, dude. And I think you had texted me and said that you seen that 6.
Yep.
So I was kind of, you know, looking over to my right, hoping that he was going to come through the thick stuff and,
'Cause he's heading that way.
yeah, make an appearance over there by me, but that didn't happen. And I think it was like, what time did you text me that?
7:30.
7:30. Okay, yeah, it was like 8:30. I hadn't seen nothing up to that point. And at 8:30, I was looking down at the bottom of the hill, and you know where all them blowdowns make that line
Yep.
there?
Yep.
Right on the other side of them blowdowns toward that private property over there, I see 2 deer boogie on through there. You know, they weren't running hard,
But they were moving.
but they were trotting, you know. And I couldn't really tell if they had been kicked up or
trying to get somewhere.
maybe they were getting chased.
Yeah.
You know, maybe a buck was chasing them. And I watched where they came from, and I watched and watched. Nothing ever came out. So it gets, you know, nothing's happening. It was just nothing for the longest time, other than some. Did you hear them ravens over there losing their damn minds over there?
Yep. I can hear 'em.
They were making some weird sounds. I've heard ravens make some weird sounds. Them suckers are making some weird sounds over there. But anyway, I texted you and I said, yeah, you know, it's kind of slowed down over here. You said, yeah, it's slowed down over here. And I got done texting you, and I was kind of looking around, and there was still a little bit of that drip shit going on. And like you were saying with that spike you seen, I heard a sound behind me that it sounded kind of like the drip thing, but it was different. It had a little different tone to it. And I turned over and looked over my left shoulder, and I could see there was 2 does, not trotting, but, you know, walking fast, okay? I looked back the direction they had come from, and I could see there was another deer back there. And I was hoping, you know, I was thinking, oh, maybe that's the buck.
Maybe.
So I started to wheel my bow around, and I looked, and I could see it was another doe. So I just hurried up and turned the camera on and tried to get some footage of them. And I got a little bit of them, and I couldn't zoom in on them, but they really weren't that far away, dude. If they would have been shooter deers, you know, a deer that I could shoot and feel good about it, I could have killed any of them. You know,
well, that's what we're looking for too.
So I seen 5. You seen 2 bucks.
2 bucks.
So
I'll take those.
that's pretty good morning.
Yeah. I'll take those.
Yeah, hopefully we're gonna go get some grub and
see what this wind's going to do.
Yeah, because the wind was kind of, like you were saying, it was kind of acting like it was gonna turn north.
Yeah, which is weird, but
it started coming like, what is that, east?
Yeah,
going east. Which is fine for me in the pines, because that's going to blow me away from where most of the deer that I see over there come in.
Same thing for me. It's going to blow me towards that field, so it don't matter because they come from the oaks anyways.
Yeah.
At night, so.
Well, if you're sitting there, you're looking at the oaks. So if it's out of the east, it's going to blow you right straight behind you to that field.
Northeast blows me straight behind. East blows me right to the field.
Yeah, I mean either one's fine.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not opposed to coming back out here and sitting this again either.
Just got to pay attention to the wind, because east over here kills me, though.
Yeah.
You know that.
Because it's blowing you to the right, and that's usually where your deer come from. But okay, we're going to go get some grub and warm up our old bones and make another run at it this afternoon. All right, so we're heading back out for the evening hunt. It's gotten considerably warmer. I think it's going to be a real quiet evening. John just had to run back to the truck to get his rangefinder. Looks like it's going to be a nice afternoon. I was telling John that's one thing I like about hunting these north woods is you don't know. I mean, you could see anything from a bear to a, you name it. If it's in Michigan, you could see it. But the deer factor is, you might see a spike. You might see the biggest deer you ever seen in your damn life. You never know. These woods are huge and anything could be out here, and it probably is. Let's go kill a deer, John. John putting that goody on there. You're supposed to hit it like mouthwash.
No, thank you.
Gonna drag a little deer ass around, are you?
Yes. And I hope it drags a deer's ass
Right up that hill.
15 yards.
I understand. All right. Good luck, brother.